Welcome to the final part of BGU's E3 preview.
Yes.
We're going through our predictions. This is our fourth segment that is dedicated to all the third parties and everything else that we've not discussed so far. We've gone through Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft. This time, like I said, third parties. E3, everything else. Let's go for it. Where do we want to start?
Fallout 4.
Alright, so Bethesda.
Yeah.
Fallout was just announced on
Smooth.
Thursday last week. Sorry, I dropped my glass. What do we
that
think?
exciting.
Are we going to get more?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, the whole thing that Bethesda have done in the past is they've worked on one engine and then that engine just gets upgraded over time. Not dramatically, but they squeeze every bit of life they can out of it. And we were all waiting for something huge. Fallout 4, brilliant choice. Which means that'll open it up for the next Elder Scrolls games as well.
You're thinking a fair way down the track.
That's not the thing.
How old is Skyrim now?
2011 that was.
Came out in the 11th.
Yeah, but it's the same team like that does Fallout does Elder Scrolls now. So
Right. So,
like,
but what he's saying
it's
is
been
like,
a 5 year
so it'd be
wait
the same people who are building the engine.
Yeah.
So.
So these guys that like this is
These
awesome.
guys.
Like we finally got the next installment of Fallout, which means there's going to be some great DLC. I do not know if Three Dog returned. There was rumors years ago. Like, I can't wait. I think it'll be brilliant. I mean, I love the shit out of Fallout 3, and I just
Lots
think
of
that
nuclear references.
Nuka-Cola. Like, I mean, the whole thing. I think
Caps
it's
will come back into fashion.
based in Brooklyn. So, like, this is a very different take on a game. Like,
How is that different?
huh?
Wasn't it based in Washington last time?
Boston now?
Yeah, Boston.
Boston.
Does that say Brooklyn?
You said Brooklyn.
Oh, sorry.
Boston. No, that's
Boston.
no big deal. That's all right. We're not from
Right.
the US, so we don't have to claim to know what we're talking about when it comes to the
Yeah,
United
but
States.
that's all like
That's fucking
it's all
racist.
East Coast. Like
No,
that's
it's
not-
just we complete ignorance.
Yeah, so none of that's really all that different. For me, who's not really super, on board with the whole Fallout. Like, and by say on board, I mean I have zero interest.
I wasn't either. It was actually the quality of the trailer that got me on. Like
Because I
liked
played.
Elder Scrolls. I had passing, like I had a crack at Fallout 3 to see what the hype was. I didn't put that much time into it, maybe half a dozen hours.
Yeah, I
Moved
blew up
on.
a couple towns and moved on, and that was it.
But for that trailer alone, I know that there was very little to it. Like, it was, okay, they used the gameplay engine, they showed off, they kind of gave us a bit of concept as to what's going on story-wise, very loosely, because it was just kind of focusing around one family, kind of what had gone on there. But I was sold, and I'm happy to give it a crack.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's going to come. It sounds like
trailers.
from all the things. They're designed to. They're designed to
Yeah.
kind of get you on board.
I'd like to reference the Dead Island 1 trailer.
Yeah,
Great trailer, better than the rest of the game.
focus on a family and yeah,
There you go.
parallels.
Fantastically made trailer.
Rubbish.
Less so for the game. I mean, the game wasn't rubbish. It was just not great.
And like the thing I love about
Extremely
Bethesda
mediocre.
is like when they make an RPG, it is like I mean, when I do a lot of tabletopping and stuff like that, and I say, oh, you look at an RPG like Fallout, and they're like, oh, you mean the baby of RPG? For anyone that wants to do like make their own character and things like this, yeah, it is a basic model, but it's a grouse starting point. Like it's a brilliant. Like if you're not sure. If you really solely focus on like, oh my god, these decisions are going to affect the rest of the game and things like that, then they do a really easy system of it. It's like, yeah, you can do this and this, but if you didn't like it, halfway through the game, you can already like start to sway your character in a completely different way. Like they do their character building is like it's not set in stone completely. Like, at any given point, you can start to focus on any other, of your statistics and things like that. So,
Would you say that they're up there with BioWare in terms of making RPGs?
Damn it, that's a segue.
it is a segue.
So,
No,
yay or nay? Because then we're segueing.
No, you can talk about Fallout. I was just talking about
segue.
RPGs.
Beautiful
True.
segue.
I
know.
Segue missed, guys.
So,
Let's go.
I threw out gold and Speaking of RPGs, it's all
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what? Like, yeah, I would say that it is. Like, both BioWare and Bethesda do a really great system. And talking about, all the, character development and stuff like that, are we going to see a Mass Effect 4?
Damn it, you took my segue, you knob. Damn it.
So
Although
was-
when we hadn't gone through it, I thought, okay, we're going to stick with Bethesda for a little while. And Fine.
We've announced as much as we can with them.
We'll go back to Bethesda shortly.
So obviously we haven't gone through everything.
No, we haven't gone through everything.
Yes.
Mass Effect is going to be incredible, and Mass Effect will finally get its proper unveiling. That's, I think, a given. There's 2 years of E3s where they've teased it. First one was just kind of the title, and that's about it.
Yeah, they talked about the fact that it existed.
Last year in that horrific E3 conference from EA, which was just, here's all our games, what's going on in the background, and they were just basically development diaries rather than actually any substantial things. Mass Effect was still there again, and not Casey Hudson, he's left him, but a whole bunch of BioWare people have been expressing their excitement for E3, and they've not been too shy about it. So I think the time's probably right. What are we expecting? A sequel, prequel? I feel like that's a painful sort of question to ask. They could do anything with it, really. They could set it 1,000 years in the future, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, like,
are they gonna?
It's gonna
draw
like
on
I don't know if it's gonna be.
From
what was last mentioned, from what I remember, was that Shepard would just be like the character that was mentioned, like, remember Shepard, or some place would have like a statue erected, or like, I mean, they can do anything with it. That's the thing.
Yeah, when you've got all of space, why do you need to dwell on
why do you
one
need to focus
person?
on one guy? Yeah, exactly.
Why does that guy even have to be human?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. Why does it have to be a guy? Well, it doesn't have to be. You can get as well. But
come on, man.
Did either of you, and I haven't seen it myself, I know it exists and I refuse to look at it. There was a survey that BioWare put out that had a whole bunch of story spoilers in it, apparently.
No.
Were you aware of that?
I almost refuse to watch trailers sometimes, man.
Oh no, like it was a survey they put out. Like it was a consumer feedback survey, basically, what do you want, this, this and this, and they basically just dropped a bunch of spoilers in there, apparently.
No, wouldn't even pick up on
I heard about it, and I saw that there were articles that said, here's everything they said, and I opted to not look at it because I don't
story spoilers of the coming...
The perspective, whatever the next game is for, or is some subtitle or prequel or whatever.
How can people verify that?
Hey.
How can people verify?
Well, no, because it was like this, and this, and then they've asked questions and whatever after the fact. So look, they could prove to be totally wrong. They may change it based on the fact that.
Yeah, but how far in development would you say they are for?
I'd say it's out the end of 2016.
So is that halfway done?
Well, they've been teasing it for 2 years, so they're in the back half of the.
Right. So, do you really think at this stage they're really going to be dropping story spoilers?
Well, no. Yeah, but I know I don't think it was intentional what they did, and they kind of distanced themselves from what happened straight away because they didn't want. We will not comment on there's speculation.
For a company that writes stories to make their money, it's not outlandish to think that they would drop a red herring here or there.
Yeah, probably.
So, I don't know.
But it's also they are attached to EA, who are notorious for being useless.
Well, yeah, I suppose. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it gets people talking about Mass Effect, and that's what they want, really. So...
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of EA, segue. By the time people have seen this, there'll be a new Plants vs. Zombies that's been announced. Apparently the announcement is coming this coming Monday.
Good, so let's talk about Mirror's Edge and stuff.
No one knows what's going on. Yeah, well, we won't sit on this for long because we don't know what it is. Quick, what do we think? Is it another mobile game? Do we think it's a Garden Warfare sequel? I'm tipping Garden Warfare sequel.
Yep.
How well did that do?
Did pretty well, actually.
They're still doing expansions.
They got a lot of positive...
How well did Plants vs. Zombies 2 do?
They're still doing expansions for it.
They're still making stupid amounts of money. Though the girlfriend's version on her phone just choked on it the other day. She now beats all the zombies and the level doesn't end, so she's not happy at the moment. But,
yeah, well.
But that's a whole other thing.
I think that if they're going to do anything, they might take it in another direction.
As in completely different to their tower defense, completely different to Garden Warfare.
Well, I mean, Garden Warfare is not exactly much like a tower defense, is it? It's a first-person shooter.
No, it's a shooter.
Yeah. For all we know, they could be making Mario Party Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, God.
Don't act like that's not a choice that they could make.
No, it's one they could make. And
No, that's
a choice
that's
that would make
actually
them a
really
lot of money.
valid.
That's like they could do anything.
I don't think it'll happen, but
Oh, for that, no.
I think
I
for what it's
literally
worth,
like.
I think it's a Garden Warfare sequel. But
Yeah,
you're
I-
right. They could do virtually anything with it.
God,
It's
look,
got
Plants
such-
vs Zombies 2 is still getting upgrades, man. Like
Yeah.
I played on the tablet once in the blue moon. If I'm sitting there bored out of my mind, I'm like, do I want to pay to win? No, but I'll still play it. That being said, like, yeah, if they've still got expansions and they're announcing something new, then yeah, definitely it's going to be probably a Plants vs Garden Warfare.
But I mean, when they announced Garden Warfare, that was a complete like sidestep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was one that proved to be worth it in because
Exactly.
critically it did well, commercially it did well.
So you might argue that making a
I'm
sequel.
itching to go back to it at the moment, and this was prior to even hearing about the announcements. So.
Well, you might argue that making a sequel is sort of, that's the logical progression. But I mean, doing this again and going for success is again like a potential logical.
They
progression.
might even add like a single player to it. Like they might just go, all right, here's like a
Campaign.
single playing campaign. You can unlock some, cool things for your online mode, and then before you know it, you've got two whole segues. You got the plants, you got the zombie side of things. Bam, like
Is
it
the
could be a
logical,
really cool thing.
or is the logical progression a MOBA perhaps? So it's a MOBA is in
Yeah,
effect a tower defense,
it is the same. I can
It's-
understand what you're saying. I agree with it.
and that is the word of the day at the moment. There is
It's the most popular genre out there right now.
yeah. So like that's, I mean, and that could probably do quite well for them, especially if it's casual because. How many MOBAs are casual?
Yeah, they're not. They're
they have
full-on intense things.
They have a learning curve that is literally an overhang.
steep,
Like
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it'll be tough, and I'll be interested to see. So you're tipping MOBA, I'm tipping Garden Warfare 2.
Sure.
You're tipping.
Oh yeah, I'll go with the Garden
Right.
Warfare. Like
We
I
just-
think
We recorded this Sunday, the 7th, at 4:16 p.m.
But just remember, if it's like Mario Party, I said that too.
Okay. For the remainder of EA, they're obviously going to have their segment that's dedicated to sports.
Yes. Moving on.
FIFA's always a part of it. We've spoken about in the other podcasts that
Yes.
usually takes 10 minutes. We get it.
NFL. There'll be NFL.
NFL will be there.
Yep.
Moving on from that one, Criterion.
Yes. Criterion's new thing. Thank you. Just as I go to pick up my glass for a drink. Thank you. I wish for Burnout. I will always wish for Burnout.
You're not getting burnt out.
I'm not getting Burnout. So, whatever this thing is, I think.
Well, it's very
people-
open-ended. You could be flying vehicles.
I think it's probably going to be an extreme sports
that's
simulator.
essentially, Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how interesting that's going to be. Like,
Well, they're good at what they do. So
they're good at what they've done, but they've been downsized quite a lot. So, I mean, what have they done lately?
Need for Speed Most Wanted was their most recent, I think,
Yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted, and that came out in
2013. Yeah, no, it's been
2013.
13, I reckon.
12?
I'll try and look it up while you keep talking. So go
Yeah,
for it.
all right.
But
Well, from what they showed, I don't know, they could really go anywhere, but I mean, when you start looking into that sort of extreme sports type deal, you're either A, encroaching on the EA Sports franchise, or you're trying to revive the dead EA Sports Big and going for like an SSX type retardedness, which you're probably not going to have. As much as I love SSX, you're probably not going to
you
do
do
that.
have a bit of a love for SSX.
I do.
who doesn't?
And then if you start going with off-road driving, then you're going to have to start moving into the dirt. And they're not going to do that because obviously Dirt's a franchise that's been around and is very successful. And then when you've just got, messing around and doing other dumb stuff, you've got GTA to compete with. So what makes your game stand out? What? The fact that you can do all of them? Are you going to do any individual one as well as anyone else? So I don't know if that's if that's what they're actually going to do.
Yeah, take on many, but masters of none.
Yeah, and they would have to be a master of something. For their game to sell, they have to do something.
Most one was 2012.
It was? Was it early or late?
Late.
Okay.
But either way, it's been a while they're due. But even last year, there was no real sort of it was a long, long way off, and it won't be out this year, whatever it is.
Yeah, no,
EA's got we're not going
again-
to touch on this for very long at all. EA's got Need for Speed coming this year.
that'll probably get some airtime, yeah.
Well, that's coming out this year. So
Yeah,
it'll
We
be-
can only hope
the-
for an Underground 3, but we know that won't happen.
No,
It's
the Underground Street
they're just
Racing
call,
is
they're
not
just calling it Need
popular
for Speed.
anymore.
It's meant to be a full reboot. That's kind
Yeah.
of it.
I'm excited for Mirror's Edge. I want to see some open world. I don't want to see Faith running up a wall and kicking a dude in the face. As cool as that is, I want to see game world stuff. I want to see how free you really are, because I want to see how much of a sequel it is. I want to see if it's really going to follow like the old game, or if they're really going to put the gaming console's power into practice. Whether they're really going to take it. I want to see what they're really going to do with it. I don't care about, oh, this is Faith's backstory and blah blah this and blah blah that. I could give a rat's. I want a free run across a huge urban environment.
I think you're going to get a fair bit of it because the reports are from a revenue call, I don't know, a month ago, something like that, that they've got it listed for Q1 2016, which is perhaps a bit sooner than we might have expected considering the lack of footage we've seen.
No.
But that would suggest a massive
All reports
blow.
were saying like Q4 2015.
It won't happen because DICE,
No, I know.
DICE has got... we won't throw to it straight away, but DICE has got Star Wars Battlefront this year.
No, I know, but like prior to that's when they were shooting for. That's like there's even like gaming retailers now that have got pre-orders for it for like Q4 2015. So that's potentially where they were shooting for in like at the outset.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So
So I guess, I mean, not that I want to give Mirror's Edge a small amount of time because I think it's going to be fantastic. But we'll move on. So DICE are doing Star Wars Battlefront. There'll be lots and lots of footage for that. I think that's a given. But we don't know that much about it, so we can expect that to be there. Do we see... So Amy Hennig, do either of you know who she is?
Nope. I know
She was
of,
the lead writer of the... Basically everything Naughty Dog had created right up till the end of Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
Where she then started working on Uncharted 4. There was a bit of a fallout. She left.
now there's more Fallout.
Now there's more fallout.
Sorry.
Back to the ride.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry. It has to be done. Someone had to do it.
Yeah.
There was a fallout. She went, and she's now working on the next Star Wars project, which is apparently canon as far as the overall Star Wars.
Where is it supposed to be set?
Oh no, we know nothing of it yet. We just know that she's working on it, and that's it.
So you think that'll get some form of
I
announcement?
feel like it'd be almost stupid on them not to go and say something about it. I mean, they've got Battlefront that's going to be there. 2015 is just the year of Star Wars, as far as any
Yes,
I
true.
suppose we
entertainment media is concerned.
Yeah.
So why not cash in on it? At least give us a first tease, even if it's a minute-long trailer.
Yeah, like if you could release it as if
can
it
be all
was a
CG,
movie
but
tie-in,
Yeah.
if you could, like, if it comes out at a similar time as the movie, that shit will blow up.
I mean, remember when Battlefront 3
next year, it
trailer
might be the year
came
after,
out?
but that's in time for episode 8, if it's in 2 years from now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
Like, look at the Battlefront
First
3
tease.
trailer when it first came out. Like, when we were fucking sitting there and, like, Ro lost his shit. Like, just the AT-AT, just like, on the in the snow of Hoth. It was just like, "Bwah!" And that was it. That's all they showed. Like, you know, just a small, like, small, it's ginormous. Like, foot, bam, done. Some snow skiers going across. That's, you know. I mean, if they flash something like that, like, it could be anything, but it gives us some form of hint of what's coming.
I think they'll give us detail. I think this is the year they'll give you detail.
for that Amy Hennig one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
I think it's maybe, look, it's probably just going to be a CG trailer. I don't think there'll be any sort of gameplay because I don't think they're ready at that point, but I think it'll be enough.
It'll be a...
They'll give enough.
It won't be a
give
teaser.
some
It'll be a
story
proper trailer.
details so people can cut.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they could give us
into.
they could give us anything, and people are going to go lose their shit because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, as you've just said, like, yeah, Star Wars, man. Like, it's people are getting hyped for this shit.
Does BioWare bring back KOTOR?
What is KOTOR?
No, it's the Old
Republic.
Republic. No, they don't.
No.
Because
They would have
when
to-
all this Disney stuff happened, they said none of the pre-existing stuff is canon anymore. So that meant KOTOR was out. Do they now rebuild that
No.
with because
They
BioWare's
wouldn't-
got multiple
They wouldn't get a chance to do
thingos,
that.
multiple studios.
They wouldn't get a chance to do that unless they kickstarted it.
You reckon? All right.
Yeah, because they don't. People like reviving old franchises as much nostalgia as you can build on.
It was only last year that KOTOR got, for some reason, released on iPad. on iOS.
But like it's still reviving it, like it's still reviving an old genre. Like they put out like some Quake stuff, and like hearing that they're building a new Quake, for a lot of people is like, wow, really? Like now? All right, sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like it's one of those sorts of things where, sure, they could probably have a swing at doing it, but they probably want to keep up with what everyone else is doing,
Yeah,
like
fair enough.
BioWare, and taking time out to do
Well,
that.
BioWare is making a lot of strides forwards to take kind of a step back. In the
Exactly,
past. It's
that's
maybe
what I'm
risky
saying.
move.
Yeah, and again, but if they kickstarted that and they made millions of dollars, then they would have no choice.
Yeah, fair enough. Anything else from you? From EA that we've not thought of yet?
EA.
I think we've pretty well covered it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about their sports and that sort of thing. Battlefield 5 maybe,
Yeah.
just because they've
Battlefield,
said
yeah.
they're working on something, but
Yeah,
I don't know. It depends on how committed they are at the moment to Mirror's Edge. But
I think that'll
hopefully
be
quite a bit.
I think that'll be the biggest push. Like I think
Which one?
that Mirror's Edge, man.
I actually think Need for Speed will probably get a big showing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And sports, I think they'll probably go hard with sports as they always do. They have a shortened conference, don't they?
yeah, it's usually about an hour versus the hour and a half that the big console
which
manufacturers
usually
go for.
bleed into two.
Yeah. I guess we'll move on from EA then. I'm going to bounce back to Bethesda really briefly because they've got Doom coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Doom's going to be at E3. Looking forward to seeing more of it, seeing kind of the direction they perhaps go for more than anything else.
I'm hopefully looking to see if I can actually see any of the in-game stuff, because if you've played any of the recent Doom stuff, it's all pitch black basically.
Yeah,
so
Doom 3 was
being able to see
black
anything.
and you couldn't see anything. So, but I don't know, did either of you two see the scrapped footage from Doom 4? There was
Yes,
the
I
initial
have.
concept and that's gone. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on the
Yes.
site, it's right there. But I'm kind of interested. I think more the story of it's interesting me a little bit, just because of
I'm more
here's where it went, and they've clearly gone no good. So I want to find out what the story of
I want to know
development was and how
what
they
kind
got
of
to that
beta
point.
they're going to be rolling out. Because
Well,
with
anyone who
the
got-
new order,
Yeah, anyone who got Wolfenstein got access to.
yeah, is that going to be a
Doom.
multiplayer beta? Is that going to be just a single player beta? Like, how are they going to integrate that? Or have they
Not a clue.
just taken my personal details to like find out my credit card later on down the track or something like?
Bethesda's robbing you blind.
Yeah, makes sense.
Ooh.
Makes sense.
I think Doom's always really been your single player.
Yeah, I think it will be, but
So-
I think in this modern day, I think they're probably going to crowbar some sort of multiplayer into
Yeah, I know, but like that's what I'm trying to think of the beta. Because I mean, when Doom 3 beta came out, I mean that. Oh god, it still scares the shit out of me. But like that was a thing. Like like it was a single. I mean, I guess yeah, you're right, man. But Quake 3 Arena was out. Like that was the thing. Like Quake 3, that was a multiplayer port. So I don't know, man. I think they might just go with the single player for their beta.
We have seen a resurgence of first-person shooters that use old-style first-person shooter.
Wolfenstein is one of those.
Yeah.
Resistance did that in terms of the weapon wheel and stuff.
Yeah, and-
and I think it's good.
And I think something like that in the multiplayer scene, Twitch gameplay, bring that back. I personally have a extreme distaste for the current array of
FPS
shooters.
trend.
Yeah, which is just, shoot a
Big
dude
both.
from a distance and, laugh at kill cam and move on and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
like
no, I agree with that.
the whole dancing around, the whole sort of Counter-Strike type deal. I mean, it's still
There's a
going
place
along.
for it.
And Counter-Strike's got a huge update going at the moment, or at least it's on the way. And it's, like that sort of Twitch gaming, which we haven't seen, like in huge, like, I mean, you've got your bullet storms and your stuff like that, which we should see more of. We won't. I think that ship has sailed. But there's a huge space for it. And again, like you said, Wolfenstein has showed that people still want to play like dumb, fast-paced shooting like that.
Yeah.
And I think if you tack on online onto that, like Quake is still massive.
It just gives people a bit of both. Like whatever it is that you're into, you can, if you really like that slower, more methodical,
play a
smarter
worse
shooter, then go for it. If you like bombastic, stupid kill cams and rubbish, well, there's this multiplayer mode that we're trying to gearing towards your taste.
And that's the thing. I think that there's definitely a place for that, because like, yes, there's a new Quake on the way, which means that there's definitely going to be a resurgence of that type of gameplay. There's going to be that sort of esports, like, reaction-based gameplay is going to be there. So I see no reason why Doom couldn't cash in on that.
Yeah, I agree. Bethesda also, and we're going to wrap up with Bethesda because
We've said that.
Bethesda and EA, we've almost gone for 30 minutes already. So Bethesda will have Battlecry there. If you remember, that was kind of their online PC only
I do.
Game. Do we think? I wasn't a big fan of it. Jay, I think you were the same. But Dishonored 2.
Look,
it wasn't rumours for quite some time.
It wasn't like that I wasn't a big fan of it.
That team is due to announce their game.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Look, considering how the newest Thief turned out, Dishonored wasn't terrible, but it was.
It did make Dishonored look a bit better as well.
Yeah,
I know I'm in a minority when it comes to those who don't like it.
I would like something just a little bit more freeform. I know that's sort of been my of all the videos we've done, talking about sort of free open spaces. But I think with the amount of movement and interaction that you had with Dishonored, plus the setting, having like the weird Tesla technology and also your sort of Victorian England type stuff, putting that all together, it pushes for a big open world, and it sort of had that, but it didn't at the same time.
Yeah,
it was very much funneling you. Yeah, and I think that was to the detriment of it, because being able to sort of like if you were to have like a sort of supernatural fantasy based Assassin's Creed in a first person view like that, I don't think Ubisoft would have much of a leg to stand on. And yes, that is a segue.
That was a beautiful segue, because as soon as you said Victorian London, I was ready to go for it, but you just did it naturally.
Well,
so, Ubisoft, yes, we can expect to see...
Almost as if I've done this before.
You can expect to see Assassin's Creed Syndicate there.
Yeah.
We won't touch on that too much, because it's kind of a known commodity anyway these days. Watch Dogs 2, announcement. Yay, nay?
Please, no.
I hope not.
Please,
I
no.
suggest it's probably going to happen, though.
Did it sell enough?
Yeah, I sold a lot. Yeah, they
What about its
more
reception,
than made their money back. Yeah, but like Assassin's Creed 1, to go back that far,
but do you
its
think...
reception wasn't all that great, but it sold
but
just
Assassin's
as
Creed,
much as Watch Dogs did.
Assassin's Creed did things that nothing else had really ever done.
At that point, yeah, you're right, because Watch Dogs is still very GTA.
Do you think that Watch Dogs will have the once bitten, twice shy effect, though?
No, look, I think there'll still be lots to come back to it, because there's your real core gamer that was stunned by it, but there was countless millions of others.
That's not what I mean. I don't mean about the game. I mean about the fancy E3 showing.
Oh, no.
And
if they announce it this year, it's out next year.
Okay, so you don't think that they'll make some huge song and dance?
They can't afford to do that again.
No.
I don't know. That's the thing, because
but you can see Ubisoft have improved that each year. So they've been doing these sort of, and one last thing before you go, since that Watch Dogs one. So that was Watch Dogs in 2012. That was before Next Gen had actually been properly unveiled, and then finally came out last year. The following year they went with The Division, and we're still waiting on that, but at least we know that's another one of our Q1 2015 games that's coming out around that time. 16. And then...
Considering we're quarter to 2015 now.
Then most recent Rainbow Six Siege, they announced last year, is coming this year.
Oh, Siege.
That's going to have a big showing at E3 this year. I think that's both of those two, The Division and Rainbow Six, will be there in a big way.
Do you think we'll see any Rayman this year?
Alright, I'm glad you spoke of that. So the UbiArt engine, are you suggesting another one of the same Origins and Legends vein, or are you suggesting a totally new Rayman?
I'm just suggesting, do you think we'll see more Rayman?
Yes. No.
You don't think we will?
No. I think we'll see lots of really cool UbiArt games. So that's the engine that's powered Child of Light.
I was going to say...
Child of Light 2, yes.
Do you think we'll see a Child of Light 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're really happy with how that went.
What about Valiant Hearts?
No.
What?
Did well, but I don't think they're confident they can make lightning strike twice.
Okay.
As far as Rayman's concerned, I think no, because I think that the main guys who are behind all that, and the names just escape me at the moment, Michel Ancel, he's got one game that he's already working on called Wild, and he's more than hinted at in the last couple of months that he's having a good, long, hard look at Beyond Good and Evil 2 again.
That's what I was going to actually...
They
bring up.
say that.
Beyond
They,
Good and
they
Evil.
say that, but he's working on Wild, which is a PS4 exclusive indie game,
Well, I mean,
and then
you
he
sort
says
of-
he's still working with Ubisoft on Beyond
but
Good
do
and
you
Evil.
think that they could potentially take a trip back down memory lane and potentially beat Nintendo to the punch in terms of having a 3D platformer? Because Rayman has done that and done that successfully.
Yeah, but no.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a genre they want to be in anymore. Or at least not at this
Or
present
climbing
time.
up things? You're right.
No, but like the
They would never do
3D
that.
platform. Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Well played.
Yep, thank you.
But no, I don't.
I heard that.
I don't think that's a particular genre they want to be a part of right now.
Fair enough. Alright, fair enough.
So Beyond Good and Evil 2.
They
do you
might wait
reckon-
and see how the likes of Ukulele go. If that really
Okay, fair
spurs
enough.
a resurgence, they go, oh, we'll jump on the bandwagon and back in they go with Rayman.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I can
I think
pay that.
if we're going to see Rayman, it'll be another Origins Legends style game
Okay.
on the UbiArt engine because now they've got that engine ready to go and it purrs. The games look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, what else do you think Ubisoft will be bringing to the table?
They'll have something new that they haven't announced because I think they're really getting off at the moment on the. And one last thing before you go around just rocking people's worlds with whatever it's happened to be.
What did they do last year?
Last year was Rayman. Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six, right?
And that was amazing.
That was-
I'm not even a Rainbow Six
No, it was
fan.
It was a really
and that's
impressive
just
trailer.
like,
And The Division was the year before, and Watch Dogs the year before that, and that's before we knew Watch Dogs was going to be a flop.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
So keep in mind,
And that was
they've
that's where
got
they had
this
the car. and
habit
the-
now of really
Yeah.
kind of knocking people's socks off just before they go, and I think they'll do it again. I don't know with what though.
right.
Do you think they'll try and go in a different direction? Because it's very much now that the whole, like I said, the whole climbing up things and standing at the top of towers is very much a Ubisoft thing. Do you think they'll maybe look to try and
Do something
move away
different.
from the third person character action game? Do you think they'll maybe make a first person something?
Well, they've got their first person shooter. That's
I know
Rainbow
that-
Six, but yeah, I don't know. They seem unfortunately, pretty comfortable right now with what they're doing.
Do you think we'll see more Far Cry? Do you think we'll see
I'd
DLC?
love to see another Blood Dragon style game.
I
Not
would-
that I played
Oh.
Blood Dragon in the end. I commented on this before we started filming everything today that I still haven't actually touched it yet.
Yeah, that's.
But I loved 4, how I platinumed 4 on the PS4.
After you
Go
play
on.
Blood Dragon, watch Kung Fury.
Yeah, no,
Blood Dragon's good. It's a good time.
But we'll save the recommendation stuff. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what else we can really expect to get.
well, I mean, we've got.
they seem so set in their ways.
Well, we've got Capcom that we haven't mentioned. We've got Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5 will be at the PlayStation conference.
Do you think it'll get much of a mention?
It's not coming out this year. I feel like it may not have been the intention originally, but I think off the back of the fact that Ultra Street Fighter 4 on PS4 debuted poorly, didn't work.
It debuted poorly everywhere.
Oh no, but like
For fighting game
they
fans.
put their port out for the PS4 and it's broken.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware.
So-
I'm pretty sure they patched.
I
Did they
think
patch that
well,
recently?
they have, but it was
Do you reckon
also
they'll-
this was really recent, so I think they'll go, new character trailer, something just
Do you think Capcom's got anything else?
Resident Evil.
You think another Resident Evil?
Yeah.
I
They'll be there in some capacity because we know that Resident Evil 0 is now getting the remake treatment like the original Resident Evil did earlier this year. That's getting the remastered version, so I don't see why that won't appear.
Do you think maybe another season of the small Resident Evils that they made?
Revelations 2,
Yeah.
possibly, but yeah, not too sure. I don't know. I'm not all that well versed in Capcom.
I mean, all I need is new Mega Man, and
Back
I'm done
cover.
for. I'm
Oh,
done for the day.
just
That's-
do that to
Just
me,
sit on
mate.
Mighty,
That's all I
just sit
need.
on Mighty Number 9. That's what you're gonna have to rely on.
Yeah, I know.
Even though apparently, if you take a good look at it, it's not really Mega
No,
Man.
it doesn't play like Mega Man.
No.
But
Sadly.
all right, what other third parties have we not touched on? We've gone through Square Enix. I suppose we'll touch on briefly because they do have a conference.
Briefly, we should probably they've got their own
Final Fantasy
conference. we
15 will be there. Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 3 should most likely be there.
Definitely.
Tomb Raider will be there.
should- Dragon's Quest.
Dragon Quest Heroes will be there, which is the Musou style Hyrule Warriors, Dynasty Warriors style game.
Yep.
Cool.
But they're also there's a second one that's already been announced for Japan.
Was that these PlayStation only?
Yeah, they're PlayStation only. So maybe those ones will be at the PlayStation conference instead.
Maybe.
But I reckon maybe Dragon Quest 11. They're due. 10 was the online thing that was on Wii U and Wii.
Yeah, well,
Why is beyond me. But anyway, we make mistakes. 9 was
just
amazing.
anything more from Toriyama.
It does seem that they've buddied up with Sony again, so why not?
maybe not the Tactics, why not? They won't.
Deus Ex will be there.
Yes.
In fact, I was looking at something on Twitter just before. Watch the Deus Ex Mankind Divided in-game reveal June 16 at the E3 Square Enix press conference. # can't kill progress. That's a tweet that's just gone up from Deus Ex in the last hour or two.
So I guess Deus Ex will be
So
there.
Deus Ex will be there and it'll be playable.
Obviously, we're going to see some stuff from Gearbox with Battleborn.
Yep, so we're moving on. Yeah, Square Enix, that's it for them.
Square-
So,
I mean-
so Battleborn will be there.
They'll have a lot of RPGs and a lot of fancy trailers to look at. Square Enix.
They do like put a lot of money into really extravagant,
Yeah, they do.
impressive looking trailers.
Yeah, it'll be nice to watch. It'll be get some popcorn, sit down.
Battleborn will be there.
Yes.
Call of Duty will be there. What's Black Ops 3? Skylanders, they just announced a new Skylanders this week. Skylanders will be there, and I won't deny it. The first Skylanders I played was Trap Team, this 2014 one, and I was actually hooked. I really enjoyed it.
I'm leaving.
It's really it's dumb, super simplistic platforming. Like there's no challenge in it whatsoever.
Okay.
But it's just kind of they were going for kind of a cute, fun, goofy.
Do you think we'll see another Lego
It'll be that
game?
Well, they've got the Lego Jurassic World's out next week.
Do you think we'll
That's
see that?
actually the week of E3, which.
Do you think we'll see any of that at the main conferences? Maybe
Well, Lego
Xbox?
Jurassic World won't be, but Lego's got its own Toys to Life game coming this year.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's got John McHale from Community in the trailer. It was actually a surprisingly funny trailer considering. If you've seen John McHale in
VGAs?
in the VGAs, that was the most mind-numbing experience we've ever sat through.
Yep, I didn't sit through it.
But it was, that like it's Toys to Life, but you can kind of pull it apart. You're building your own things instead, which is kind of clever. There's talk that Dark Souls 3 is going to be there. It's not confirmed, but Dark Souls 3 is supposed to be there.
Yes. Scalebound, as we mentioned earlier.
XCOM 2 was announced this week.
Yes.
That's only coming to PC, so though we're not going to touch on the PC gaming show all that much because we've never seen one before, we don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
I expect that'll probably be there because it is exclusive to the PC platform.
Assuming the Steam controller will probably be there.
Steam controller. Capcom Monster Hunter X got announced for 3DS. Probably too soon for.
I don't think that'll be at the Nintendo show, and there's no other place for it. So I don't. They might do it again in a scissor video.
Hellblade, which is from the guys, Ninja Theory, the guys who did Heavenly Sword, the DMC remake, all that sort of thing. They're working on a new game. They're kind of calling it AAA, but with indie sensibilities. They're funding it themselves, but then they're really putting the same time and care that you would get out of a AAA thing.
Well,
they've buddied up with PlayStation for this. It will come to other systems, but it's going to come to PlayStation first.
Okay.
They've said that's going to be at E3.
Okay. Do you think that'll hit the? Do you think that'll be just on the show floor?
Might be
Or
on
do
the
you think
show
it'll
floor.
hit the stage?
Yeah, probably at the PlayStation stage.
Do you think we'll see some No Man's Sky?
No. He's said that. They might put a trailer out, but that's the extent of it. He's said that they now need to actually start focusing on development. They've put so much time into PR and getting it in people's faces that the development fell back a little bit. So, the trailer, yes, nothing else. I wouldn't have thought.
Fair enough. I mentioned it before, but you glossed over it. Scalebound. I want to see some more.
Scalebound. Well, we spoke about that in the Xbox one, but
I just want to see that somewhere because I want to know what the hell that thing is.
Ukulele and another notable Kickstarter project, Bloodstained.
Yes.
Possibly.
Oh, I don't know.
Ukulele will
Obviously,
be there. Bloodstained probably not.
No,
but
because
anything would be nice.
They wouldn't have started development too much on that, would they?
Destiny will be there because apparently there's
Season 2.
No, like a it might be like a second season. I'm not sure.
Well, so from
the Taken
my
King or something like that.
From my understanding, all of the DLC they put out at the moment has been listed as year 1.
Yeah.
Because when they were going through the development of Destiny, they were talking about how Destiny's going to be the game for years.
10 years. Yeah.
Obviously, 10 years it won't be.
It won't be. That's not realistic.
But year one. So all of what they've done so far is year one. Obviously, the anniversary for Destiny's in August.
September.
Close enough.
It's a month in a year.
Well, it's August in US, wasn't it? No.
But anyway, it's a month in 2015, and that will be its anniversary.
Well,
month, so
it's
yes.
close enough. It's within 3 months.
The Taken King is supposed to be the next big thing. There was a leaked thing very early in the year this year that kind of showed an outline plan. Two of those things are happening already in terms of House of Wolves and The Dark Below hitting exactly when those dates suggested, so it's no reason to think why these other DLC packs aren't on the same schedule.
We reckon there's going to be a Hitman.
Back to Square Enix. Yeah, there's a Hitman coming to mobile. Hitman
Is that
Sniper or something. Or
Is
something
that
to that
Hitman
effect.
Go or is that?
No, Hitman Go's already been and gone.
Yeah, like another one like
Go,
that.
No, bad line. Moving on.
Awkward.
No, I don't think a mainline one.
No?
No, I don't think they would.
No chance of a
But
reboot?
Square Enix have partnered with
No.
IGN for something.
They've already rebooted Hitman, haven't they?
Yeah, but like a bad reception, so
Poorly?
you know,
Yeah, so it's not a viable.
a possibility.
Sorry to shoot you down, but
No, it's alright.
Square Enix have partnered with IGN for some sort of reveal coming up. So
I just don't think that they're going to jump into the
And,
assassination game now, considering
well,
that you've got so many other, like you've got your
image they
Mordor, you've
use-
got your Assassin's Creed, you know, that's well and truly covered.
The image that emerged seemed to evoke a bit of Hitman about, so it wouldn't absolutely surprise me if it were unveiled. But
Go for it. That's all you, mate.
on the Warner Brothers Disney front, I'm going to bundle those two together.
Yeah.
Do we see? Oh well, Batman will be there.
Do we see something new
releases
from
at
the
end-
Batman
at the end of
guys?
the year. I don't. Well, what do you mean new? Because the Batman Arkham Knight is coming out at the end of this month, 2 weeks after E3.
Yeah, so do we see something new from
Like their next project, or
Yes.
just
their
no,
next
not
project?
yet.
You don't think
Yeah.
so?
There might be something that happens in the game that teases their next thing. Yeah, maybe Superman appears or something like that.
Do you think they'll stay?
I know
with-
nothing yet. We haven't got a review copy yet.
Do you think they'll stay with that whole sort of superhero aesthetic, whether it be DC or Marvel or whatever the case
I
may
think
be?
Warner Brothers want them to stick with it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When they created the first Batman, they created a fantastic fighting engine that's been copied and copied and
Oh
copied.
yeah, there's lots of games that have replicated.
Like most games that are a third-person action game.
Mordor, for example.
Assassin's Creed.
No, Assassin's Creed was out before then.
Yeah, go back and try playing Assassin's Creed 1, then play Black
I'll
Flag.
go speak to the girlfriend we said before.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
just having a crack
Then go,
today,
but then
so-
go and play Black Flag and tell
Yeah,
me
no,
that they
it's,
didn't.
they
took a
did
lot from-
gradually change their mechanics, but
Yeah. All I'm saying is there's some Batman in.
in
you know.
everything these days,
Yeah.
which sounds sus, but we don't.
Well,
know.
you know, he's
Um,
everywhere. All I'm saying is I think that those guys would be better spent making more stuff like that the rest of the industry is going to just look at and say, that's what our game needs. So I think it'd be wise for them to just steer clear. Whether they use an existing Warner Brothers franchise or not, I think that they should probably be doing something new.
Yeah.
I don't think a Superman game we've had our fill
We'll get
as
Superman,
games. Yeah.
Superman 64 2.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. I think so.
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
Metal Gear will be there in a big way. There's a lot of content for it coming out this week. There's an
Parts of Metal Gear will be there.
embargo that lifts on Tuesday that's got a ton of Metal Gear info. So you can look out for that one during the week. You've probably already seen it by the time you see this.
Do you think we'll see any Konami? Other than, obviously, Metal
Maybe
Gear?
making mobile games
Yeah, well.
and Metal Gear.
Do you think we'll see any Castlevania? Probably not.
Oh, no. Warner Brothers, Mad Max will be there.
Yes, I am
You can
keen to
expect,
see.
sorry to go back to Square Enix, Just Cause will be there, because that's out this year.
Yeah, Just Cause I'm excited for. Crashing planes,
You can
scrapple
expect to
hooks,
see
man.
lots of plastic guitars and drums, because Rock Band
Rock
and Guitar
Band,
Hero
yep.
both be there.
Oh,
For the
yeah,
record, I am now just currently looking through an upcoming list of games, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. 2K will be there with, as we said before, Battleborn. You can expect to see
Borderlands
NBA
3, yep.
2K, no chance.
I wish. I wish.
Unfortunately. Dead Island will be there, so you can expect.
Yeah, I still
You can
think
expect
that might be
what's
at
their name?
Sony, I think.
Deep Silver to have a big presence there.
because they like Sony debuted it last year. They probably want to get some results from that original.
Something from it, yeah. Oh, they might just get a...
Which I'm pretty sure that
deal,
trailer had Jack Black voicing it, so he might make an appearance on stage, perhaps.
Yeah. Deep Silver, though, on the topics, so Deep Silver, you can probably expect...
Maybe some Saints Row?
Maybe some Saints Row. I also, just a moment ago, spotted Homefront: The Revolution, possibly. Neither here nor there. That game's been through some development hell, having gone through THQ to Crytek to Deep Silver.
Yeah, a lot of the THQ problems still exist.
So, but Deep Silver, I think it's Deep Silver. They have the rights to Darksiders. You spoke about that in one of the other videos, so maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You can never rule it out.
That'd be nice.
That'd be really nice. Tony Hawk 5 will be there because that's now confirmed.
Yep.
We're going to get lots of sport games. There'll be Street Fighter spoken about it.
Man, give me some skateboarding. Hell yeah. Skate 3.
The indies will be there in a massive
Skate 4.
way.
Skate 4.
Ladies and gentlemen who are listening, that was another bro fist given to Jay.
Nice. What did I just mention? Indies will be there in a big way anyway. It wouldn't have been important. No, indies will be there in a big way.
Yeah, of course. They should. They'll eventually have an indie mega booth at E3. It's just a matter of time.
It won't be a moment too soon if it happens.
Pretty much.
But other than that, I think we've pretty much covered off on most of the big publishers.
All right.
Unless there's something that you, Damo, is stretching. So
Oh, no, I was going to say, can we do one of those, like, off the chance fucking things again? Like, so this time, we've all gone first. This time, you, Mr. James, what is your, left of field?
Call it.
Oh, jeez.
Blues Brothers 2002.
Mafia 3.
Mafia 3?
From 2K.
From 2K?
Okay.
Ooh. Jay?
I've just ripped that one out of nowhere, by the way. I reckon that's a chance.
Another Yakuza game. Because
they are things that are happening anyway.
Yep.
Cheap.
No, alright. I only said that because you said Mafia, and I'm just like, hey, that's a way I can totally... That's another way of saying Mafia. Yep. Alright, let me think. What's actually something that could plausibly happen? I've been doing it the whole way through this thing. Like I've been suggesting Rayman. I've been this. I've been that.
I know. Like,
man.
you.
Silent Hills, does it come back? Now that Konami's put the queue in the rack.
No.
But does someone pick it up?
No.
Not now. I think that'll sort itself out. Again, I would say TGS. That'll probably get some time at TGS. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I pass.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Give me some time. Give me some time.
You've given enough examples.
He's stolen everyone so far.
The whole video, this whole section. Alright. I want to just take a massive wild stab, like a whole new independent title, coming from Watch Dogs guys. Ubisoft. I think almost like they'll take like not a risk, I guess, but I think we could see a first-person shooter come out of them. Like
something that's not Rainbow Six.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's not Rainbow Six. Like, I think that they might just go, look at the response we got from this, look what we're capable of doing, why not give it another shot? And I think it could be anything. I could be completely wrong, because I mean, look, I'm not running these companies, I don't design games myself. But I mean, if I was just being a bit of a dick, I would just say another Mega Man.
Alright.
You're trolling the fans.
Alright, of which I'm one, so
thanks.
Dude, I'm feeling the pain, alright?
Alright, I've got my my left field that will never happen.
And then we'll shut this down.
I think there's going to be a competitor for Need for Speed, a brand new IP that'll come in. Off the back of
Fast and Furious, the game.
Off the back of
Forza 2.
Yeah, off the back of all of the, Forza Horizon doing well, and off the back of the crew being not so great but having some good ideas.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that Sony had?
Drive Club.
that completely being just a shit stain. I think that there's space for someone to easily just swoop in. Obviously, I mean, Criterion would be the one that I would say would be able to do it. Obviously, they're not going to compete with their own company, but someone will fill that void.
Maybe a Drive Club.
Because someone has to.
It might be Drive Club.
There just isn't enough racing games. I don't think it'll be a sim because Forza and then there'll be another Gran Turismo
7
eventually.
Is well underway.
Yeah, so I don't think that's
Take
already,
or leave it what your opinions are.
yeah, that's
They're
a
both
crowded
underway.
room already. I don't think you're going to get in there. I mean, Need for Speed tried with Shift and they failed. And I think I don't know. All right, here we go. Daytona. There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Seagull will bring out something.
See, there's something we didn't really speak about, but
because
that's because they're not really giving us anything worth speaking about these days. Shenmue 3.
Fuck off. Jet Set Radio 2.
Watch the Games Club.
Yep.
Right. So I guess we'll wrap things up there. I'm going to give you all the relevant dates for all the various press conferences because there are many.
Yes, write them down.
Everything kicks off. You can go and visit the BGU E3 2015 hub. That has everything there, including compiled news and all those sorts of things. But if you're looking for the times, Bethesda kicks things off Monday, June 15th at midday. That is then followed the next night by Microsoft, 2:30 in the morning, June 16th. We'll be up nice and early giving you live opinions from that.
Take a day off work just to read it.
ER, that
After this, I'm
horrible
in
show, we're going to need the ER. EA will follow at 6 a.m. on that Tuesday, bright and early, which
Grab
with
some
a
breakfast.
conference that might actually deliver this year.
Maybe.
I'm optimistic just based on the things we've spoken about.
Yeah, Need for Speed, I can't wait.
Ubisoft will follow at 8 a.m. Yeah, maybe ignoring Need for Speed.
Yeah.
8 a.m. for Ubisoft, so expect Assassin's Creed and a lot of that.
Yeah, expect a lot of towers to be climbed.
Sony and the re-reveal of The Last Guardian at 11 a.m. 11:01 will be The Last Guardian. 11:02 will be me spamming the hell out of Twitter with those opinions.
Will be me digging Paul out of the walls.
If you have us on Twitter, you
block me.
Yeah, just turn off your tweets from us for a good hour or so.
They'll turn from tweets to squawks very, very quickly.
We then jump to... We then jump to...
Tweeting from the rooftops.
We then jump to Tuesday at 10 p.m. for the PC Gaming Show, which is a totally new thing. No one's ever seen or done that before.
I have no idea what's going to happen with that.
No one knows, and that's why we've kind of refrained from talking about it, because it's a real unknown commodity.
That'll be worth watching.
It'll be worth watching, and I think I'll be sitting up to watch it, because then later that night you can expect to see Nintendo at 2 a.m. with their digital event.
Yes.
And finally, Square Enix closes all the press conferences out at 3 a.m.
Yep, get your popcorn ready. There's going to be a lot of trailers.
It's going to be a lot of trailers. It's going to be a lot of CG. But other than that, that is our E3 predictions, previews done. I'd like to thank both Jay and Damo for all your efforts. You can check out the site at basementgamingunited.com. You can go to Facebook and Twitter, find us there. You can... Well, you're probably watching the YouTube video anyway, so you
like, comment,
share,
and subscribe. I'll do it for you. I don't feel terrible about whoring yourself out.
Because we're growing and we want to kind of get a nice community behind us. So feel free to chuck us a like and
get behind us.
Help us out there.
Or in front. You know, whatever you feel
if we get 1,000 subscribers in a month, Paul will grow a beard.
I can grow one. I've elected not to, so okay. All right.
I call bullshit, so we want to see that. One of these over there. All right.
How long does it have to be?
Let's like long.
You have to grow a beard. I'm not talking like, you know.
I back down from this. No one likes subscribe shit. I don't want to bar it. We can crash and burn. I don't care anymore. I don't want to bar it. It's over. Anyway, thank you for all that and enjoy E3.
Peace.